kitchen with two of my favorite people. We have Ashley Ireland and Leah Bridge from Modo Yoga Saskatoon. Thank you so much for being here, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
We're gonna have a little orange juice.
It's a little spiked.
So the ladies are joining me here this morning for our first community partner video with some of my favorite businesses in Saskatoon. Modo, obviously #1. So here to talk with you guys about how you guys got started at Modo and started working together. I think your guys' dynamic in the studio is so important and so amazing. So as I'm assembling your guys' brunch bowl, we're gonna call it a brunch bowl. Tell me a little bit about why you chose each other to be kind of business partners and like what you really value about each other.
Good. Well, it's a pretty funny story.
Ooh, good.
Yeah, it is.
We actually, I started the Modo journey, and then it was Moksha in Toronto.
Okay.
In 2006. And yeah, you know, as a Saskatchewan kid living in Ontario, and I loved it.
I hear a song.
Well, I could sing you a song, but I didn't bring my tap shoes. Yeah, it was a pretty fabulous practice that always made me feel like I was home, and it took away a lot of my homesickness. Because prairie kids, even though you know a lot of them will leave, a lot of them tend to come back.
Yeah.
And once you know my husband and I started having a family, it was pretty apparent that we needed to get back to Saskatoon.
Back to the roots.
Yeah, and I kind of started trying to figure out how to do that, but how to keep this practice alive. Yeah. And
you wanted to carry on that Modo journey, Moksha.
Yeah, I really did. And every time I walked through the doors, it was like a big warm hug, and I felt like I was home. So I wanted to make sure that that wasn't lost when I moved. That was my biggest fear. Leaving was like leaving
that community.
That community. So yeah, I kind of came back to Saskatoon, and I contacted Ted Grand and Jess Robertson, who are the co-founders of Moksha. I just was kind of like, is anyone interested in like opening up a studio? And I didn't want to do it alone. I knew I wanted like, I knew I wanted like a partnership. I knew I wanted somebody to like go through the work together and enjoy it all together. So they actually set me up with Leah, who had finished her training in 2009. 2010, and we actually met through email and things, and we went back and forth with a bit of correspondence, and then we met in a park off Taylor Street with egg salad sandwiches and
San Pellegrino.
San Pellegrino and rumballs, and my 10-month-old daughter at the time.
Rumballs.
Yeah,
I brought the rumballs. They were so good.
They were so good.
Honestly, rumballs are good.
Yeah, and then you know, we actually met on a blind date.
Yeah, we met on a blind date
in
a park. We had a picnic. I got down on one knee.
She basically did. I'm still waiting for my diamond.
Yes. Well, you can actually keep waiting.
But no, it was really great. And then from there, it was about a year of like lots of work and trying to find space and like, oh man, going back and forth. She was still living in Edmonton, and then the construction of it all, doing most of it ourselves.
So you guys had never met before that?
We just like correspondence through email, but it's funny, like her intentions were the same as mine. She wanted to move home. She wanted to be closer to her nephew. She wanted to be closer to family. You know, she loved the practice
for like 5 years.
Yeah, it was time.
Yeah, it was time to come home.
And we wanted it to be part of Saskatoon community. Yeah, absolutely.
So you're both from Saskatoon originally?
No. Ashley's from Rosetown, and I'm from Saskatoon.
Okay.
And like I think both of us just had that experience, like Ashley was saying, of like finding like family away from family and creating new family and just feeling like it's a place to come home to and so welcome. And
you wanted to incorporate
and we
that.
really wanted to bring that to other people. Like when you've had that powerful experience in and of yourself, it just feels so
good to pass that on.
And
well, you guys
have
definitely accomplished that. And I think that's like such a unique thing about your studio is it does feel like home every time you walk in the door. You guys have the ability to make everyone feel welcome and excited to be there, which you can't say for very many businesses in general.
Yeah, it's a pretty feel-good place.
It is.
It's really hard to come out of your practice after having spent an hour or a little bit longer just with yourself and then still feel
at home.
Like rotten, like like from your day or whatever.
Exactly.
Right? Like you're gonna come out on the other side of that and just feel so much better. And for us to be able to facilitate that for people, it's incredible. And people like they got smiles and they like look.
They just sweated their hearts out and they're like smiling.
And the family that we've created for people that have like went to training. Like I remember when our first teacher with Mallory went to training. It was just like I don't know. It was really special. And since then, like everyone who's went to training, like those people are our family. Like we celebrate their successes, and we, we're with them when they struggle, and like it's a true family. They're brothers and sisters, and it's just it's really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, and it's good because Leah and I aren't your typical yogis either. So we really speak the same language, right? We really do.
And it's so interesting to me that you guys didn't even know each other.
No, we didn't really.
But I think that's why Modo resonates with people so much, is because like we are real people, and we are trying to get real people to have yoga as part of their lives. And understanding.
And however that works for them is awesome.
It works differently for everybody, and it can be really challenging for people, and it can be transformational for people. And everybody who comes from like whatever walk of life they're coming from, you can find something really good.
Absolutely, and I think everyone has had that experience at Modo.
Well, and honestly, from teaching in Toronto for many years, and I mean, maybe it was probably similar in Edmonton because Edmonton's a lot like Saskatchewan. But coming from Toronto, from like the different people coming in through the doors in Toronto to what was coming through the doors in Saskatchewan, like it's good that there's two prairie girls there, because we got a lot of people that come.
You gotta be able to relate.
You do. It's like I just got off my tractor.
Yeah.
Where do I put my yoga mat down?
Yeah. You have a space for that.
Falling out of my boots.
Yeah, no, that's super awesome. So, real quick, rapid fire question here.
Oh boy.
I want you guys to name your 3 most favorite qualities in the other person. We'll start with Leah.
Upfront, honest, biggest heart in the world.
Oh my God!
You didn't even cry. You didn't even stutter. You just got it, nailed it.
She's very adaptable. She's really good in situations with conflict, and she is my sister.
And now I'm gonna cry. Okay, how's her mascara?
So close. That's perfect.
You didn't tell me there'd be tough questions.
I thought that was an easy one. You guys have made it look easy anyway, so it wouldn't be, and that's how you guys know it's so real. Your guys' bond is so awesome, and from the moment I stepped through the door, you could tell there was something different about that studio, and you guys are what make it, so it's so amazing. Let's cheers to you.
Thank you.
And we're gonna go and we're gonna chat a little bit more about what I made for you, and we're gonna get a little cozier in the living room. And all right, so now you ladies can dive in, and I will explain to you my logic behind each of your dishes. Because I kind of want to make things that I think are in some way reflective of people's personalities.
Okay, start with me. What's going on in this here bowl? Okay,
so actually, and I think Leah kind of nailed it with how she characterized you, and like you have the biggest heart, and you make everyone feel like they're walking into a home, and you're just wacky and like wild and loud, and I love that. And but you can feel your heart in it, and so I wanted to feel like home, kind of like a warm, homey dish. So I did maple soaked peaches in there. It's kind of the different thing with yours. Yeah. They're sweet and like, I just like feel
basically
warm.
when people think of me, they go,
They're like, peaches.
What a sweetheart, yeah. Peaches, yeah. Both of you the same coleslaw base, which is red cabbage, zucchini, carrots, and you're both yogis and all that fun stuff. And then I also used feta cheese to kind of counterbalance the sweet peaches, make it a little sweet and salty. Gotta have that in there. And topped it with a balsamic glaze because it's kind of just like a sweeter bowl on your end. So, and the shredded yam is also just something that I find so comforting and like warm and good. Both of you have chicken because I know you need your protein. So yeah, yours I went with kind of like homey, sweet feel, and you just remind me of like a sweet Georgian peach.
Seriously, those peaches are incredible.
Yeah, just maple syrup, just sauteed on the pan.
Delish.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, get in there. I figured you guys were gonna have
that
to.
does happen.
Yeah.
She's very good at finishing meals.
Oh, good. Yeah. I think I've actually heard you.
She always has food envy too. She'll be like, oh, that looks so
I do.
good.
I want my food, but I want everybody else.
Everybody else is at the table.
I like to. Me and my friends are in a place where we just like, we're all gonna try everyone's food.
Of course.
Yeah,
that's very good.
And Leah, you have like that voice, and I just like on a beach, like when you're talking, like you have such a calming presence, and you're so zen. But I also know you have like so much energy, and you make us work so hard in class as well. So I really want like a citrus zing, but also like to feel like I'm on a beach. So that's what like lime reminds me of. So I went with a turmeric, ginger, chili lime sauce as it's on yours.
It is amazing.
So it's a little spicy, got a little Leah ginger spice in there. And then I used mango because it's just again like a nice sweet fruit to kind of bring it all together. And then I used it's a turmeric quinoa.
So like to die for.
Yeah.
So
and
good.
I cook it in chicken broth as well, and then add in turmeric, and then I used a beet goat cheese.
Yeah.
Because that's a
I
little
can
bit
see
sweet
it.
and creamy
It's
too,
got
and
this,
that's just like
really
your smooth, sweet voice.
Did you
little like
make that
pink-
home?
I did not home make the goat cheese. I
little
worked in the
cake.
deli, yeah, I got in there. And then avocado, you know, gotta have that power burst in there.
So good.
It's very good.
It's so creative and so colorful.
So
I love
beautiful.
colors.
and so flavorful. Like,
It's so
there is
flavorful.
awesomeness
That's
in
the
this
goal.
bowl.
I'm
Yeah.
happy you like.
Full on awesomeness.
So good.
Now I just get to watch you guys eat.
That spoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, the peaches are amazing.
I haven't actually done that really before in a bowl. It was just kind of like I had bought peaches, and this is how I cook too. I don't know if what you guys are familiar with what I do, but I basically always just am adapting to what I have. I don't ever make the same thing twice. I don't follow recipes. I just make stuff up. But now I know that I like maple syrup peaches, so I might incorporate that into something different down the line.
It's very
Just
good.
that's the way I kind of operate. So.
What made you start cooking? Did your mom cook?
Yeah, my
cooks really
mom's
well.
a really good cook. She's actually, I'd say she's a better
Baker?
She's great at both, but she's an
She's
amazing,
an amazing baker.
yeah.
And her.
But that must be hard for you if you don't like to follow recipes.
So I like baking, and I actually made you guys a little treat to take home.
Oh my gosh, stop it.
I love baking, but I don't love eating at all.
Right.
Without eating anything, I am your girl.
So she was known, her name's Karen, she was known as like, Karen's coming in with the cinnamon buns to work, and
Oh
oh
my
my god,
God.
her cinnamon buns, her bread, like unreal. And she's amazing at adapting, she never makes it the same either, so although baking is a little more precise, I've seen her just totally
Perfected.
whip up something new. And
You have that intuition, right?
Yeah.
If you have
You-
intuition
you
with
grow with it.
flavors, then
Yeah.
you can just like know
That's
that
how
you
I
have
do
a
mine
key
as well.
ingredient and then
Yeah.
build something off of it.
Exactly. And so when I was in university, I kind of learned all the basics from her growing up. I'd help with supper all the time. And
Amazing.
Me and my friends would bake and cook in the kitchen. I feel like I naturally just kind of stepped into it by watching my mom as well and learning from her. But I wanted to start adapting and making my own recipes based on like kind of healthy alternatives. You're in university, you're like, oh, I'm gonna gain 50 pounds from eating nothing but garbage.
Yeah.
Not if you eat Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
And then travel is another huge one, like going through Southeast Asia and going through Europe. I got just exposed to kind of the authenticity of like how they make those meals, and it made me think about food differently. And like being in Thailand, just, oh, I love spicy Thai flavors. So
Well, for sure, because as we grew up as prairie kids, for the most part, people are.
it was a little more standard, yeah.
Yeah, like you don't branch out. I remember like having an avocado for the first time. Again, it was like, you know, I'm 21 years old. Or like pineapple was not something like where I grew up in Rosetown, it'd be like pineapples, like things like that. Or like
Just like something you wouldn't think of.
no, you have your big ass garden, and then you basically, because I
You
work
work
with
with
a
that.
family
Yeah.
of 7.
You get like crab
Oh, wow.
apples and rhubarb.
But
and
yeah,
those
tomatoes,
kind of
potatoes,
fruits.
Right.
corn.
So like anything out of the ordinary, like, and when you go and see your first star fruit, you're like, what's that weird thing? And all food is good, people.
Yeah.
All food is good.
And that's the other thing. I am like the opposite of a food snob. Like I'll eat a corn dog.
Hell yeah.
I love a corn dog.
Have a corn dog.
Okay, if
Up
you're
to.
gonna have a corn dog, it has to be a foot long corn dog.
Oh my god! I didn't even know those exist.
Go big or go home,
I
girl.
would like that. I want to watch you eating that, and I want it to be a boomerang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Good. I'm happy you enjoyed it.
That is, yeah.
I will take your bowls whenever you're done.
Unreal. I won't be eating lunch.
And woof.
That's good. Yum.
The quinoa is like the best quinoa I think I might have ever eaten in my life, actually.
So, are there sesame seeds? Like, is it black quinoa?
A mixture of black and white quinoa.
Oh, okay.
Simmer just like something like how you normally cook quinoa, but the key for that is adding a little bit of. I use a chicken stock tablet. I just throw it in.
Okay.
Makes it so much more fun. Same with like rice. Like
Yeah.
you throw a little chicken stock in.
Absolutely.
A lot more flavor, a little bit of salt, and then I have turmeric paste, and I just mixed it in once it was cooked. And that turmeric, I love turmeric.
It's just, yeah, it's to die for.
Yeah, like the black, like that's really.
And I like the
really
black.
tasty.
And so these are little banana loaves. And
gosh.
just want you to check your own
Thank
little
you.
cue. Want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day
Nice.
and coming to do
Are you
this.
kidding?
I know you guys
We'll
are
do
busy.
this anytime.
Awesome.
It's so great.
Well, thank you guys both so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
It was so fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Now I'll see you guys in the studio.
See
I'm
you.
gonna sweat it all out.
Yeah,
later.
sweat it all out.